magical experience for sure. Not just for me and our team, but for all Penn Staters. Man, was that fun. To have a packed house like that. Home court advantage was just amazing. And to have it here at the Palestra. These kids will never forget this experience as long as they live. And it was nice to come out on top for sure. Yesterday we walked the halls. Nice refresher for everybody. Some of us ran to Rocky this morning. Did all the little things to prepare yourself to compete and play a very tough, physical, well-coached team. And we learned from Michigan for sure the last 4 minutes. And we were able to execute some plays down the stretch and get stops. Our defense was really good today, and we were rebounding at a high level. But there's something really magical about this place. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I will not forget this day for a long time.
Pat, Aaron mentioned to the players that you could have expected a lot of them, especially the Philly kids, to be overcome with emotion, a little over the top, a little out of control, and you never saw any of that. So they credited you. How did you do that?
They're good kids. I credit them for their maturity.
You could have seen that coming though too, right?
Absolutely. It's something we talked about the next day, on Thursday, after Michigan. They're really mature for their age. This was a business trip for us. We conducted it like a business trip. They were very much so dialed into the game plan and what we needed to do. There was many occasions where we talked about the noise and distractions that come along with this game, this type of game in your hometown. I think some of the things we've done, playing our scrimmage here, getting here last year, I think it really helped our older guys for sure. But give the players credit. They got it done, and they were dialed in from the tip.
How did you see that Michigan experience kind of manifest itself in the second half?
Everybody was texting me like, feeling sorry for me. We needed that experience. We needed that. We haven't been in a close game in a long time. If you look back, the only close game we've really been in was Georgia Tech, and that was a while ago. So we needed to learn how to win a game, and I thought we called the right plays, and they made the right decisions at critical points. But it all starts on the defensive end. We got stops, we got rebounds, and that's one heck of a rebounding team, and we won rebounding back. But Michigan was exactly what we needed. We needed to put ourselves in that position, and then we needed to learn from it and find success. I was very positive after the game. I was very upbeat. Thursday we came in, watched the film, how are we going to get better? These are the little things we got to do. And tell you what, they're coachable young men. They did a great job.
Pat, is Lamar getting a little older than his years?
Lamar is definitely a man-child. He's built, his mindset, he's really got a great approach right now. I think he learned from that very difficult non-conference. Like, even though I'm 6'7", 220, 225, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're playing really good teams. Duke, Cincinnati for sure taught us that. Mason, Michigan the other night, and I think he's just starting to find his way.
Yeah, Lamar expounded upon his experience with Miles Bridges. Can you talk about the preparation he had and then the execution they're defending today?
His team defense, Lamar was dialed in. He was dialed in for Wilson the other night against Michigan. He did a great job on him. Wilson was coming off 28-point performance. And then we knew Bridges was going to start. We knew he was ready to go, and I think he was up to the task, but it was really 5 guys on the floor, communicating, talking, being in stances, all the little habits that we've been working on all year.
Pat, I remember Josh played, especially when they cut it to 5 there, and then you guys had that runs on the defensive end. You look at his numbers, nothing jumps out, but then you see kind of across the board.
6 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals.
Yeah.
Man, they were huge. They were really big plays, and he wasn't scoring, and it's a credit to him. He's no longer a sophomore when you get 4 games in the beginning. He started to slowly become a junior, and he didn't let anything affect him. He just went and guarded, communicated out there, was diving all over the floor. He had some huge rebounds. He was way above the rim. I mean, that's a kid who's growing and maturing, and he's willing to do whatever it takes whatever it takes to find success on the basketball court. And that's what his performance was last 8 minutes with the defensive end was just unbelievable.
Does that, to a certain extent, make him, maybe you don't rank him out on the team, but your most valuable player? And his ability to find those moments where maybe he's not scoring a lot, but he gets a big rebound, he gets a steal, he gets a basket. He seems to have a good head for just showing up at the right time.
Yeah, what I would say is he wasn't there the first 5 or 6 games. And to us it was glaring, it was very obvious. We missed that energy, that clear head, just wants to guard and do the little things to help win, be successful. And he's the heart and soul of this team, you know, and the younger guys know it, and whatever he says, they're going to listen to him.
Pat, a few years ago, you guys played LaSalle here, and I think it was DJ. DJ struggled a little bit. So with your freshmen coming back to Philly this year, were you surprised at all that they were able to, seem like they had a lot of poise, and I know that you've mentioned that they're, wise beyond their years and all that, but were you surprised by their performance today?
You know, I wasn't. I think the LaSalle game, the Penn game, the Drexel game, I think those games really prepared us for today. They were just so dialed in and so focused. They were really mad about what happened on Wednesday night, and they weren't going to let it happen today.
Is this your all-time Palestra experience top of the list? Am I forgetting something from your
And
years?
you would know. You would know for sure. You covered us in high school, Paul and I. It's definitely, it's got to be up there for sure. To play a Big Ten game here and to be able to get our first win against Michigan State in a long time, it's pretty magical.
I had the 30-minute conversation with you, but the 30-second conversation, other than watching Paul, when's the first time you remember being in this building?
LaSalle, North Carolina, when I was a youngster. I think Richie Tarr was the point guard on LaSalle, if I'm correct. Dean was the coach. I think I was 7, 8, 9 in that range. Pretty amazing to be able to watch that. And then my brother Tim played football here, so I was at all the Franklin Field games, and then I was at all the Big 5 doubleheaders. I think that gives you your passion and your fire for the game when you're around it so much.
Everyone has memories of when they were a little kid going to a big sports venue for the first time. So what do you remember about Steph at this place for that?
Just, they didn't have the museum then, but, just the lighting, the smell. I mean, it's a gym. It's a gym. And I was drenched. I had to get changed. I was drenched underneath my coat. And you just love it. You love every second, every sweat, every drop. Something to be said.
At the end of when Stevens fouled out at Michigan, they had a shot of him on the bench, and he didn't look sad, he looked pissed.
Yeah.
And not because of the foul call, just because he was like, I can't believe it's like it. That's a good
Think
sign.
about it, that's a great sign. He played 19 minutes and he big time production. What do you have, 16 points and 9 rebounds in 19 minutes? That's a sign that kid wants to get back to work and get better. And after tough losses, you got 2 choices, right? We're going to sulk and be upset and feel sorry for ourselves, or you're going to keep a great attitude and say, you know what? The great ones do, they get up the next day and say, we're going back to work. This is what we're going to do. Now, real quick, I want to thank Coach Izzo for accepting to take this game here to the Palestra. He didn't have to do that, and he did it. And Michigan State is a great team. They got great players. But for us and Coach Izzo to say, yeah, let's do it, knowing that we were going to have a home court advantage, knowing that it was going to be a sellout, and he did it anyway. I appreciate him for the love that he has for the game of college basketball.
Do you think you're ever going to get anyone back in here again?
I'll talk to Sandy. I'll talk to Sandy. We'll see what we can do, but I'd love to come back here again.
Does it make it easier after a day like this to make the case to come back here?
For Penn State, absolutely. Yeah, good time to come back. Students are not back on campus yet. So if it makes sense for everybody, then we'll try to do it again. But again, I don't want to say that. I want to talk to administration and see what they want to do.
Pat, it might be overstating this, but can one game help a program, or can you describe how this atmosphere, this win, national TV, how can it help a program?
I really haven't digested it that deeply yet, but I would venture to say yes. This is a type of program win that now recruits see that You know, they're going to want to keep coming here. You know, it's on the national, it's on ESPN, it's on the mothership. A lot of people watched it. So I'm hoping that they look at Penn State basketball in a different light.
What do you think of the crowd? It got really loud at the end of the first half when Card made the three, but there were also some go green versus go white chants halfway through the second.
You know, I didn't hear anything. So I heard, you know, what was going on, what plays and defenses and substitutions. I was trying to manage the game more than listening to the crowd. And that's a good thing.
Why did you give Julian the start over Mike?
Julian has been doing a great job defensively. And we're working on Mike's habits. Mike did, as you can see, Mike is getting better. He is getting better. Julian talks constantly. He doesn't let anything affect him on the offensive end now. So he's that mother hen. He's taking care of everybody. He's letting the freshmen know where they need to be. Ball screen defense, he was terrific the other night in Michigan. He was, again, terrific today. He did the best job he could with 44 award. You know, I just felt like I didn't want to have 3 freshmen start the game. I felt very comfortable with Julian in the starting lineup to help those guys out because of how vocal he is.
And that your two bigs both had 2 fouls with 12 minutes in the first half. How fortunate did you feel to be able to navigate to halftime and actually build on it?
Yeah, you know, we had it in the game plan. I felt like we were going to move Lamar over, especially I didn't want to have Peyton on the bench too long. He's been playing really good basketball. It was definitely in the game plan to have Lamar go to the 5, especially if Ward was out there. But it really worked out for us. And then I rolled the dice a little bit with Julian out there for a couple minutes and Mike out there for a couple minutes, but it was really about Lamar. You know, he was really tough and physical in the post, and I felt like he could do the job, and it worked out for us.
And you did that a little in the middle of the second half, too, when you went all small, and you had Watkins available, but you went all small there with Ward on the floor for a minute or 2.
I just felt like Lamar's dialed in. He was playing some good basketball. So, you know, we wanted to get him the ball and let him make some decisions. And he made some really good ones. Thank you so much.